何も考えずに殺し尽くせばいい。生きて帰れると思うな。
体をよこせ。恨み晴らすまでは。
まずいよねこれ。
そうだぜ。
くない。
やるじゃん。
絶対に許さない。
楽園が
祈り続けたのに痛い。返せ体、神め、呪ってやるぞ。
死ぬまで殺し続けてやるよ。
ガッツ、休んでる暇はないよ。
I wasn't, but I got a review key, so the game was free. And the only thing I had to pay for was the DLC, which was like $14. I wasn't really going to pay $60 for it because I heard about all the complaints, which after playing it I definitely agree with. I'm tired of this moveset, but for free, why not? Just killing time until Ultimate Alliance comes out. Yeah, this game is not worth $60, at least not the story. I'm not the best right now. I'm having a lot of pain from all my stress. I had to go to the doctor yesterday and they said that I'm just stressed because my grandpa passed and there's other stuff happening too. Just trying to play and not worry about it. My body is producing a lot of acid because of all the stress I've been under. Can I please play as someone else? I mean, like, how long is this gonna go for? Last time I had someone else to play as was like a dozen levels ago. I mean, this is crazy. Can someone tell me how much longer I have to go before I get to play as another character? I'm sick of this moveset. I'm really tired of it. It never lets me play as anyone else. Why did they make a game for this franchise if they all die? They're all like dead or something in the story. Well, then why would you make a game like this? It's not fun having a Musou game with one character. I want to get to the end game, but the story never freaking ends. It just keeps going and going and going, and it's just the same moveset over and over and over. I never get to play as anyone else. Why? Why didn't they just like make up some characters or something so that there'd be more variety? Not the same moveset for hours on end with like no variation. I'm sick of playing as this dude. This is the only character I ever get to play as. Do you still have the game? Can you like check and see like how many more times I have to play as him? I don't know if I can take much more of this. Why is this story so long? I mean, look at how long it is already, and still not over. This is like the worst campaign I've ever played in any Muso game. It just keeps going. Going and going and going. And all the actual fun characters are never playable. It's always the same guy. I'm getting tired of this shit, and I want to play as an actual other character. I don't understand why they limit you so much that you can't ever play as who you want. How long is a little while? I mean, I'm already sick and tired of this moveset. I want to play as the wind guy, but it never lets me play as him. It's always this same big slow guy over and over and over and over again. It's never anybody else. I don't care about the damn story. Like, actually give me some variety. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I'm tempted to just put it on easy mode. I'm getting really sick of this game. Can't believe they made an actual pretty solid Muso game with one freaking character. There's only like 8 in the whole game, and they never let you use them. Like, the game is pretty mechanically solid, it's just, it's boring. Because there's no variety, ever. I like the other characters, I like playing as them a lot more because they're not so damn slow, but it's never an option. Feels like they should have made like a character action game instead, or made like, I don't know, some other like popular anime property that has more characters to work with. And I've never really been one to complain about not having that many characters in a Muso game. I generally like when there are less characters, because the movesets are usually more refined and deeper. But that doesn't apply in this game because they never let you use them. So this game does not have the defense of, you know, having less characters with more robust mechanics, because you're never allowed to use them. Yeah, I've seen that's cool, but that's never freaking coming. It's just playing with the same slow, tired moveset endlessly, with no break. I know I'll like this game a lot more when I get to the end game, but this damn campaign won't ever end. I mean, I've been playing it for like 6 hours and still not done. If you're gonna make me play as one guy over and over, like, make the story end faster so I can actually get to the fun part. I generally want to just get to the end game of a Muso game as fast as possible because that's where the fun is, but this one is just like the epitome of that. The other characters are really enjoyable, but they're just never available. I don't understand the rationale behind trying to make a game like this when they knew full well that like the characters die in the story. So I don't get why they didn't choose something else. I'm really tempted to just play this on easy and just get to the end game. I'm already kind of like over leveled through everything because I actually did a pretty good job of messing with my gear and stuff, but I don't know anything about the campaign. I have no idea what the count arc means. I haven't been watching the cutscenes. I really don't care. If it was something like Dragon Ball where the story is mostly completed, then maybe I would watch the cutscenes. The creator of this is obsessed with Idolmaster, according to my friend Ryan, and is probably never going to be finished. So I'm just not watching any of this crap. I don't care. I haven't watched a single cutscene. Yeah. I remember him talking about Guts being stuck on a boat for like 8 years. So that gives me no real reason to care about the narrative in this game. Should like ban him from Idolmaster or something. Maybe he'll actually finish the story. Who is George R.R.? How do I use the cannon to stun them? Because I was told that the cannon is supposed to like make them get stunned, but it doesn't do anything. It just does damage. I'm really annoyed with how they like never stagger to anything. That gets really old too.
試してみるがいい。人一人の力がどれほどのものか。まさか烙印を刻まれながら生き延びた者
15 missions until I can play as someone else? Are you serious right now?
復讐というわけか。だが所詮
That's bonkers, man. That makes me want to stop playing.
叶わぬこと。
15 missions before I can play as someone besides this guy.
何も血肉をそぎ悪霊どもに取りつかれてまで苦痛と恐怖のみの戦いを続ける必要はない。そう無意味な戦いだ。もう終わりにするがいい。貴様をその苦痛から解放してやる。人であること、それが貴様の限界だ。人であることを超越したこの私に勝てる道理はない。
俺を止めだけ貴様と同じように頭を砕くか心臓を潰すんだな。なめくじ野郎。
許さんぞ、許さんぞ、虫けらが。
A few missions where he only play his guts
これ
again.
が限界さ。
Oh my god, man. This is like
嫌だ。
torture.
死ぬのは嫌だ。
I mean, there had to be some other, like, popular anime property they could have made a game off of that would have allowed them to have more character variety. I mean, I get that this is a very popular and influential franchise on many different kinds of media, stuff like DMC and many other anime and things, but you only have one dude to play as. You should not make a Muso game of it. I think that should have been common sense. Alright, well, if I have another 15 levels before I can actually play as another character, then I think that's enough for now. When do I get to play as the Wind guy? I was quite enjoying playing as some of these other characters, but they're never playable. You can play as him like once. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm like powering through this game. I know that the story mode is garbage, but I mean most Muso games are like that, to be fair. It's just normally there's more variety and the story is a little shorter, so it's easier to digest and consume. But here, it just takes an eternity and a half to ever get to play as another character. And try the Eclipse mode.
美味しいとこもらおうかな。The Dreamcast game is like the only one I ever really played.
I never really bothered with anything else in the franchise since. Considering this shit's still not over, and the guy doesn't actually write anything anymore. It updates, like, I don't know how often. Not very often. I'm kind of glad I didn't really get into it. I don't even remember how to play this guy. It's been so long.
そっちも器用そうだ。どなたか救出を。救援に向かう。俺のナイフさばきについてこられるか。ありがたい。
我が旋風の餌食にしてくれる。
足の出番取っておいてくれやしたか。
作戦失敗だ。
まずい、救援を求む。
一丁手合わせ願います。
This is a lot more enjoyable than the story. Hopefully I can finish it by the time that Ultimate Alliance 3 comes out. But I mean, this is like a 2-year-old game, and it's not like it's something that's going to grow my channel or anything, so it gets done when it gets done. I'm not really forcing myself to get through it too quickly. It's weird, like, I can get immersed into a Musou game for like hours on end when I start a brand new one like this, but this game is just... you can't play it for long periods of time because there's no variety whatsoever. The only variety is your moveset gets bigger, but you have no characters to choose from. Like, the whole thing about these games is they're supposed to be like a wealth of options to keep you playing. Different ways to play and stuff. I mean, the customization and stuff is great. I like that you can make different builds and things like that, but you have only one character to use for like 95% of the game. So the fatigue sets in really fast. Yeah, I don't really get why it's designed that way. Like, would people really have been that against like having an extra playable character? Just make somebody up? I mean, they do that in Dragon Ball all the time with the Dragon Ball games, and no one really seems to bat an eye. I don't get why this didn't have some kind of original characters or something. I'm really enjoying the end game, man. I like this mode. It's just no BS. I just hate the story mode. The story mode is like torture to play through. There's just no anything. There's no fast movesets. There's no attack speed. There's only one character. But this shit is fun. This is why I asked for the key. I just wanted to play this mode. I was just under the impression that the story mode was going to be shorter, so I could actually, you know, get to this part faster. It's fun in small doses. It's just not something I can play for really long periods of time, like pretty much any other Musou game, really. It's just kind of like a culture shock for me. Like, I can't play this for more than like an hour. No, you have to like finish the story, I think, to get the full eclipse, and you can't get all the characters until you play like 500,000 missions as Guts. So that's not the case. You have to play through the story mode, unfortunately. They force you to. Alright, well, all I have left is just playing as Big Slow Guy for another 500 hours, so I think I'm gonna switch to something else. If I have to watch him do that slow left and right slash attack one more time, I'm probably going to snap. What a weird game. Like 8 playable characters and none of them are ever available. It's like making a fighting game with Ryu, and then, like, to unlock the other characters, you have to play through, like, 50 hours of playing as Ryu, the most basic character. That's what that game feels like. Like, your Street Fighter 6 just forced you to play as him through a really boring and repetitive story mode for, like, dozens of hours, and then once you beat it, there's, like, 50 other more interesting characters to play as. That's what Berserk Musou feels like. It's like there's a wealth of options, the combat is good, and the customization is great, and the endgame mode is probably one of the best they've ever done, but it's like Chinese water torture playing through the story to get to that part. And I thought One Piece was bad. One Piece is definitely pretty bad too. I think people kind of gloss over how bad that game's story mode is, but at least you had more characters to play as, and the enemies staggered more consistently. The combat was a little bit more satisfying. Well, I've got how many days now? I've got about 4.5 days before Ultimate Alliance 3 comes out, so maybe I could finish the story in time. But like August, I'm not really doing much of anything. I have Astral Chain is at the way end of the month on the 30th, and I'm not even entirely sure if I want to get that. I mean, the combat looks decent, but it's got a bunch of puzzles and talking and crap, which looks like it's really going to bog the game down, especially if the combat is actually good, which I'm not really sure yet. But that is like the only thing that's coming out in August that I really have any interest in at all. That's been announced anyway. I mean, there may be some indie games or something, or maybe Bloodstained will get updated, but I'm not don't really have any major purchases planned, so I think that's probably when I'll finish Berserk. I'm just gonna try to play it an hour a day, and hopefully I can get through that damn endless story mode and get to the interesting part. But man, it's a real grind to get there. What's up, Steven? Warriors Orochi 4 had a really painfully long story mode too, but the thing about that game is you had a lot of characters to play as, so if you weren't completely just attached to a single team, there was a lot of things to discover, and they had the sacred treasures and stuff, and you could build fun teams and things. The problem with that game was just that all that game had was the story mode. There was nothing else. It was kind of the opposite problem of Berserk. You know, there's like lots of characters and stuff, but there's no end game whatsoever. So once you finish the story, you really can't do much else. You don't really need to... There isn't any content that warrants the broken weapons that you can make, unlike Unlimited Mode and stuff like that in 3. Whereas Berserk, it's like it has a really fun end game mode with no BS or anything, but you have to play through the most dreadfully boring Musou story mode of all time to get to it and finish it and get all the characters. I really feel like they designed it to be played in long periods of time, which is fine. I think most people don't really put a lot of time into a Musou game in a single day. It's really only like hardcore fans like me that can, you know, consume that much content really quickly. But at the same time, there should have been something, anything. The game is fun in small doses. It's just very, very limited. You have literally one character, like, at all times. First one I played was Dynasty Warriors 2 at my friend Casey's house. He was a neighbor in the apartment complex when I was a teenager.
始めようか。
早めに終わらせよう。
And he had an older brother. I don't remember what his older brother's name was, but they had a PlayStation 2 like right at launch. I got mine shortly after, but 2 was the first one I played.
片付いたな。さあ、戻
Kinda
ろう。
hoping my Switch version of this would have come yesterday, but
お忘れなく。
it's not gonna be here till Monday. It's probably a lot more people playing. I've seen more people streaming it at least, but that's not really a good metric because you need to have a computer and a capture card to stream Switch games, and a lot of people don't have both. So I haven't played this with a single person yet. I do have someone on my channel that wants to play with me, but he's been busy with other stuff. My friend Dan wants to play too, but he's also busy. Is Fate Extella good? Yeah. I had a lot of problems with the PC port though. It stutters regardless. I spent hours trying to fix it. I actually played through the whole game on the Switch version. Even though the Switch version is 30 FPS, it's actually a pretty stable 30. I think like only if you had like really crazy attacks going on or something it dropped. It's very playable on the Switch. I had a part-time job babysitting my neighbor's cats at the time, and that's where I played most of it. I did everything on that game. It's just very easy to break. Like, you can break it with minimal effort. You can clear the hardest mission in the game with like something they give you like less than halfway through, if I remember correctly. The game's just, it's pretty easy in general. As long as you like build your character properly, then you can clear everything really easily. That's why I didn't really do any maximization stuff on it. I do want to go back. It's mostly just been the PC version is really bad. They never fixed the stuttering. I tried everything. The PS4 version is fine, but it runs like uncapped. It constantly dropped to like 40 FPS. Kind of made me a little bit sick. How often the frame rate drops.
試してみるか。腕が鳴るな。この力試してみるか。お前のおかげでとうとうここまで来ちまったな。よし、上出来だ。この力試してみるか。
俺いい感じだろ。
やべえ。
俺の才能が爆発。
やべえ。
俺の才能が困ったらこのジーク様を頼れよ。
やべえ。
俺の才能が爆発だ。
やべえ。
俺の才能が爆発だ。
やべえ。
俺の才能が爆発だ。
まだまだこれからだ。成長するものだな。鍛錬は裏切らないな。鍛錬は裏切らないな。 まだまだこれからだ。 まだまだこれからだ。まだまだこれからだ。まずは一歩か。
Okay, after this, I need to take a break and get some lunch. I'm really hungry. So, I'll finish this mission. I should be getting close to rank 5 soon, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stop. I kind of like not wanting to play this that much right now since I have the Switch version on the way from GameFly, and I'm probably going to buy that one. I hear the story is pretty short. I've only been playing this for like 7-8 hours at the most, and I'm already like more than halfway through. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with a different weapon on the Switch version, and then this one will be my Fighting Age build. Fighting Edge, not Age. So that way, playing through the same game twice and buying it twice is not going to be as dumb. I hate fighting this thing. It never takes any damage. This thing is so annoying to fight. Why does it take no damage? Die already. Fight something actually fun instead of this freaking ranged bastard. Okay. Let's go ahead and finish this one, then I'm gonna go ahead and stop for now. I think this may be the last rank 4 one. I hate this music. What's wrong with the regular music? Random anime crap comes on for no reason. Not even good. Oh, come on, I jumped that. Really? What? That was bullshit. I jumped that, and it just, like, homed in on me. I don't know how you're supposed to dodge that. This music is terrible. No, does this have invincibility frames? Is that what you're saying? So I tried jumping over it, and he just no-selled it and homed in.
れ以上は俺の手に負えないかも。
つまり
No, I'm still in rank 4. Sure as hell seemed like that was the end of the chapter. 2 monsters in 1. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and get something to eat. So, thanks for watching. I do have my capture card back, so probably gonna play some Power Rangers and Blade 2 later. I don't think I'm gonna do any more Berserk today. Apparently I have like 15 more levels before I actually get to play as another character, heaven forbid. So I think for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to go ahead and play some other stuff when I come back. So I've actually got Twitch viewers today, so I'm going to send you guys somewhere. And I'll come back later, maybe like right after lunch, maybe later on. I don't know. I don't have a set schedule when I stream or anything, so it's just whenever. Alright, I've got a place to send you guys. You can watch some Bloodstained speedruns. I've been addicted to this guy's stream. He's a pretty good streamer. I think he's got world record on Bloodstained, so I'll see you guys later.